In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload multiple different file types, links, images, various things into a submission box. This might apply to an assignment with a submission at the bottom, or it could also apply to a discussion. If you hit that text submission type, it's going to look just like the discussion box. Now I've got some content. This is the second time through recording this video, so I'm just going to ignore that. But that can be useful if your computer crashed partway through uploading. You can hit yes and it will populate that field. So I'm going to avoid using the upload button for both discussions and for submission assignments, because that will create multiple separate files that will all need to be downloaded, opened up in separate windows, and it's not very user-friendly. Using the text entry and the upload options creates one cohesive scrollable submission or discussion post that's going to be a lot better for the user. So I'm going to create multiple different types of submissions. Use the ones that apply to your course. First thing is I want to just let you know there's a lot of great formatting options here. Personally, I like to put titles and headings, just like what you see throughout my assignments. These are done with the different headings. Helps to make it easier to follow. I'm not going to do it for this video just to save time. The first type of submission I'm going to do is a Desmos link. You can type a name that you want that link to say first. And that's going to be the best way to do it. That way, if someone's using a screen reader or has limited screen capability, like a very small screen, it won't be this long link on the page. And you can click the link button and it gives you a place to paste the link. So back in Desmos, you're going to have your graph. Use the share button. Until you hit that share button, this URL at the top is not going to be saved in the Desmos system. Share button gives you a link you can copy, just like if you were using YouTube or something like that. The difference is in YouTube, you can always copy that link. With Desmos, you can't. So now I'm pasting the link and it's going to apply it to that text. If you wanted to embed a Desmos graph, there's an option for that. You would copy that code. I'm just hitting Command C or Control C. And then you'll find that option down at the end here with the cloud. Anytime you don't see the option you want, it might just be because of your screen resolution. It's going to put all the things you can't see there. So sometimes, like if I'm zoomed in more, it will actually have many more options than what I can see initially. So that worked really well and embedded a Desmos graph. If you want to see more of it, you can kind of drag that down. And this is going to be interactive. If any points can be dragged, that will be embedded within there. So next I'll do an image. There's going to be an image button. Click that. You can drag or upload from your computer. There's alt text for those using screen readers, or if you just want it to say what you're looking at when you hover your cursor over the top. There's also options within that image options menu. Sometimes it can be a little finicky. It will disappear. Sometimes I have to do undo. I think it has to do with my touch mouse. So I'm going to call that histogram and resize to, let's say, medium. Next, I'll submit two different file types. Both will use this file upload button. This is going to be the best thing because it will upload your file to the course. Now, if you want to name it, you can start by typing the name. I'm going to call this 11.2 sample submission and highlight it. So this works just like a link. Now you can drag or you'll pick your file. I've got one here and it will apply a link to that. If you haven't already typed it in, it's going to give it just the file name that it already had. This is kind of nice because sometimes multiple people will all name it the same thing, like my submission. If you give it a unique clickable link, it's a little bit more descriptive. You can see actually when I hover over it, it's linking to that specific file within the Canvas course now. Same thing will work for Excel. Just a tip, you're going to want to export as an XLSX file. So if you're starting out in StatCrunch, you might want to either highlight, copy and paste, or what I recommend is data, export. And you can just leave all of those options as is. Now we'll give you something that can be opened in Excel, if you have that. And what you would want to do is just save it, file, save as. Right now it's a CSV file, comma separated value. Just change that to XLSX right there at the top and save it. Now you got a file that can be uploaded. The other thing you can do is open that in Google Sheets. So sheets.google.com, blank. Let me just repeat this step. Export that again as a CSV. That file has already been changed to Excel, so I need to redo that. Here you can go to File, Import, Upload, pick your file. There's that CSV. Oh, I guess that is still there. And it will convert into the appropriate format for Excel. And now you can name it. And go to File, Download, XLSX. So you might even just start in Google Sheets and use that file, download there. I honestly like to do most of my work in Google Sheets. So once you've got that, it's a couple different ways to do it. You will have an Excel file. Use that file upload button. Go find the one that you have, one that you want to upload, and that will be very similar to how I did that PDF. Now this time I forgot to type in the name I wanted for it, so if you want to just delete the extension you can, or rename it, whatever you want to do there. Another way you can make a table is in this ellipsis menu, third from the end is a table option. You could even create a table that way. There's going to be a bunch of different features like adding, removing columns and rows, changing properties, things like that. Or you can even copy and paste. I'll just copy a selection of this and paste it in. Control C, Control V. That works really well as well. So the only thing I didn't do is a video. Here I've got an example. You can share, embed code, copy. I use that same cloud button. That embeds the code. Just paste it in there and submit. It will not work if you just paste it using kind of the standard entry. You'd have to go into the HTML editor. There is an option to do that down here if you've done some coding. And you can see all the coding that's going on in there to create that post with all those different features. Now I submit it. If everything worked well, I should be able to open my link. Should be able to interact with that Desmos graph if there is anything that's movable. You can click on your files to preview them. So there's one of them. Might take a minute to load. Here's another one. So there's that PDF. Everything fits the screen, great. That's going to be the right size. And then here's that Excel. That one doesn't work quite as well for big scale things, but now you can see all the different things I submitted.